Viewer discretion is advised.
Короче, расклад такой. Я пошарился по верхнему этажу Эсмеральды. Нашел там ключ и открыл вот заднюю дверь в ее дом. Так что сейчас мы потихо осмотрим ее дом.
Everything we do seems to fortify your abilities. There's no experience to be won from pestering me with vapid flattery.
Обыщем, короче, ее дом на предмет улик. Планирование идеального.
A book about setting up the perfect crime.
Esmeralda has interesting taste in literature.
Oh, but don't you worry. We Legionnaires are highly trained soldiers who fear neither hawk nor demon.
Oh, but what if you were to be ambushed, caught unawares? Oh, catch me, for I might faint.
Давай почитаем. Вряд ли ты их наденешь, да? Понятное дело.
Would your wife or sweetheart be compensated by the Legion should tragedy befall you on the battlefield?
I suppose so. But seeing that I'm neither married, engaged, or attached in any way, I've never bothered to.
Polite, handsome, and single. Don't go anywhere tonight, Legionnaire. I'd be afraid alone in the dark.
Ну, нормально. А, кстати, про книгу. Как отбросить чужие копыта? Выбор способа.
My, what a strong and handsome officer you are, kind Septimus. You must have fought many a battle, am I right? In fact, I bet you're a real war hero.
Oh, I'm no hero, Esmeralda, dearest. I'm just doing my duty for the Legion.
Well, you certainly are my hero. The rock upon which I may rest my weary soul in these trying and troubled times.
Never fear, my lady. As long as I'm around, no hair on your head will itch.
Первая дюжина — это только начало. Так, ну я, собственно, вот ради этого здесь. Этого подвала. Заперт. Ты не умеешь взломать, дай там кто умеет. Хотя бы немножко.
Assure me, dear Septimus, that you haven't been fighting those
Блин.
But don't you worry. We Legionnaires are hiding
Ветчинка. Так, никого у нас тут нету. Заперто. Жареная свинина. Полезный ключ. Зачем мне свинина целая? А как туда попасть? Так, скрытая дверь.
Ah, so that's what that did.
Ага, тут она с кем-то заседает.
A bloody dagger. Could this have been involved in the crime?
It certainly piques one's interest, doesn't it?
Но ведь его не зарезали. Ну я же прокачал знание легенды. Ну. А, и увеличительное стекло. Увеличительное стекло. Ну, ладно. Ладно. Посмотрим, что она скажет на это. Так, выйдем через заднюю дверь также.
Would your wife or sweetheart be compensated by the Legion should tragedy befall you on the battlefield?
I suppose so. But seeing that I'm neither married, engaged, or attached in any way, I've never bothered to inquire.
Polite, handsome, and single. Don't go anywhere tonight, Legionnaire. I'd be afraid alone in the dark.
Она уже к другому яйцу подкатывает.
The hunter returns! I hope you are here to shop rather than sleuth.
Что ты скажешь насчет этого ножичка?
Listen, if you're going to accuse me of something, you would better find the evidence to back up your ridiculous claims.
Ладно, давай начнем с книги.
Oh, that horrid tome of ill repute. It isn't mine, it was Jake's. He was a politician, don't you see? Always on the lookout for plotting rivals. Always trying to be one step ahead. Really, I should have thought a source hunter of all people would appreciate my dear husband's sense for survival.
Окровавленный нож.
Perhaps it is you who should explain your presence in my cellar. And the dagger? It's simply a butcher knife used by my late husband to cut meat. He did so love to cook, the dear. What'll you think of next? Accusing me of bashing him over the head with a
Что ты
frying
только что
pan?
ушла, блин? Звучит разумно, складно. Кого бы можно подтвердить?
Legion's greetings, Hunter. You claim to possess evidence that implicates Lady Esmeralda in the murder of her husband? Well, let's have it then. So it was Jake's? Of course. He read it so as to outfox lurking assassins. Alas that it failed him. Alas that it is now used to slander his grieving widow. Used for cookery, was it? Well, that settles it. A perfectly innocent explanation for a perfectly innocent activity.
Ладно. Я не знаю, пойдем. С кем можно? С Архом? Арху говорим. Что он скажет?
Greetings. These stores are for our Legion troops. Riverland's finest work up my...
Да, я, кстати, освободил дикарку, которая здесь была. А вот ее лук, да? Потом отдам. Освободил и отправил в этот... Вне времени, короче. Давай сначала с тобой поговорим.
You. Yes. Discovered. Have you found any incriminating evidence against her? If so, let's have it. So, you found a blooded knife in Esmeralda's cellar. Guess you can scratch the top candidate off your list of cliched clues then. Not exactly enough to arrest her for, is it? How to plan the perfect murder. Really? Really? She might as well wear a dress with the words "I killed Jake and I liked it" embroidered on it. But that alone wouldn't suffice to convince me. So convince me, Hunter, and keep looking.
Another perfect heist. You sneak with the subtlety of a tried and true cat burglar. I wasn't in fact complimenting you. I was pointing out that you're behaving like a villain, not...
I hope your quest fares well, dear hunter. By all means. Of course, I hope your investigation fares well. I myself have none. Now, it may well be established that his body is gone. Seems too improbable to be...
Ладно, он вообще бесполезен.
That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again! Attention! About base! To the barracks! March! Recruits! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again! Attention! About base! To the barracks! March! Recruits! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again! Attention! About base! To the barracks! March! Recruits! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again!
Может еще раз посмотреть в ее доме что-нибудь. Может я что-то пропустил.
Attention! About face!
Can you spare a coin?
Не, с заднего хода. Так, там ее лавка.
Assure me, dear Septimus, that you haven't been fighting us all for. I can't bear to imagine anything would happen to you.
Oh, but don't you worry. There's a highly trained soldier.
Да. Вообще похоже на правду. Куча мяса. Разделочный нож. Хотя почему там они здесь? Если вот очевидно, что здесь разделывали мясо. Там больше похоже на какую-то тайную комнату. Подозрительно все равно. Тайное хранилище. Почему вот здесь хранился в тайном хранилище нож? Но здесь ничего нету больше.
So tell me, Septimus, would your wife or sweetheart be compensated by the Legion should tragedy befall you on the battlefield?
I suppose so. But seeing that I'm neither married, engaged, or attached in any way, I've never bothered to inquire.
Polite, handsome, and single. Don't go anywhere tonight, Legionnaire. I'd be afraid alone in the dark.
What? Oh, it's you! What news? Any progress in stopping that beast? What would you like? Jake? Murdered? Most of the townsfolk are certain Jake's wife Esmeralda is responsible. In fact, the Legion have taken her into protection. As you can imagine, I've known Esmeralda for years. That business between her and the Duke of Ferrol was always a bit an all-right bloke, apart from all this Esmeralda nonsense. The whole town knows the only goal of his business trips to Sicil is to spend a night or two at the King Crab Inn with Mrs. Counselor. What would you like to know?
Не вижу ничего подозрительного.
Jageta, friend. Kira Lizor. Oh, do pardon my language, my friend. But that is quite the startling revelation. Does he not see that I am now the one who is to be wronged? Why, oh why must he make me, of all gentle-minded and light? So, let us approach the situation with reason and ask ourselves, where do we go from here? Though, first let me say this. Hashizm bil kushim zunum. From my heart, I thank you for warning me. I thank you and I trust you. So pray, let me pose the question. Leg Fizoda! Yes, a capital notion. Let him be brought. It would probably be better if you, rather than I, informed Captain Aureus, though. He bears little goodwill toward me ever since my more savage brethren have been marauding the beach. Yes? Have you decided my amulet? But it is Haxmagi, a sacred token that houses the presence of my ancestors. No, I cannot part with my talisman, the keepsake of my soul.
What can I do for you? And so let the...
Where's the...
How lovely to I'm a painter by trade. I travel... How lovely to see you again, haver of the beautifully shaped shoulders.
To bemuscle you, scrolls to entussle you.
Quiet day on the market, it seems.
to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.
Let us see if you can choose the
How lovely.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Let us see if you can choose the finest green.
Hello again. Terribly sorry, Source Hunter, but I seem to be fresh out of priceless relics for you to destroy. That strange reaction you caused, blue lightning from a healing stone, I've never seen anything like it. And the stone looks different now, too. Like it's...
Oh, I know it's here somewhere.
Что за инертный камень?
In this particular batch of party elixir, too much wormwood. Now, a tone soothing a corpse's troubled mind. Can't have gotten far.
Undead every...
Sheep's cheese? Oh, hello, love.
Don't scuttle away. I listened in while you were talking to that.
Know much about.
That thief is free, thank you.
Appears to be locked.
Погоди, а где трактир? Вот он, наверное. Может, что-то с графом, может, с этим, или кто он там? С графом этим поболтать, любовником этим.
Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest
Whatever happened to that troop of eager... Ah, hello. I suppose you're here to viciously interrogate me for information I don't have, like our noble Captain Aureus before you. I am the Duke of Ferrell, though I suppose my name is in the mouths of enough ruthless gossipers that you've heard of me by now. Yes, she and I have a history. That's hardly a secret anymore. I quite doubt it was even a secret from Jake while he lived. As easy as it would be to pin suspicions on Esmeralda or I assure you that the affair was never so steamy and sordid as the busybodies around town make it out to be. Jake and Esmeralda had no great affection for each other. He had his interests, she had hers, and there was little passion left between them. Certainly not enough to fuel a murder. It's very tragic news. I won't posture and say that the Chancellor and I were... Ah, hello. Yes, Jake and Esmeralda had no great affection. It's very tragic news.
Ничего.
Surely you've met your match once or
Ничего нового
twice.
не узнал.
The closest I've got to my match. Glorious to see you once more, fair friend. I hope you've given go on the path.
Так.
It's official. The Duke of Ferrol is the worst poet in Rivellon.
In his defense, not much rhymes with murder.
And another adulterous harpy. No doubt she's guilty as sin.
Another? I don't know which Cecile you've been turned through, buddy. This one ain't exactly an adulterous harpy.
They say he's privy to ancient and arcane secrets.
Посмотрим, что он на это скажет.
Which I doubt you could even fathom.
Ah, hello. I suppose you're here to... Which one? I've written, Esmeralda, more works of lyrical mastery than I can count. All that letter proves is my devotion to my lady, not any actual intention to do away with Jake.
Come now, Alistair. Surely you've met your match.
Ah, hello. Which one?
Ладно, давай посмотрим, что Эсмеральда это скажет.
My, what a strong and handsome officer you are, kind Septimus.
The hunter returns! I hope you are here to shop rather than sleuth. So, what piece of irrefutable... Oh, don't put stock in the hastily scribbled words of a lovelorn fool! This letter, it was a show of passion! A poorly worded passion I did not echo in the least. The Duke, he's like a spoiled child. He's not a man. He's not like Septimus. But all of it is circumstantial. I've a perfectly logical explanation for every piece of so-called evidence against me, and yet you've been trailing me like a bloodhound. People seem to want to believe I am guilty, so let me tell you something I've been keeping to myself. Perhaps it may yet lead to the true culprit.
Ну-ка.
Over the last few months, Jake grew distant and dark somehow. Something in him changed. I can't quite put my finger on it, but he was no longer the gentleman he used to be. In fact, he scared me. It all began the day he met Evelyn, Master Theliron's apprentice. She healed him of what we all believed to be a fatal wound he suffered hunting boars. I think he became obsessed by her, or obsessed by the secrets I just know she holds. Talk to this woman. There is more to her than meets the eye. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if she belongs to that sect.
You know, to those who worship a goddess without name and practice rituals of blood. I never liked her from the moment I met her. Men cannot see past her beauty, but I have gazed her in the eye and it was death that leered back at me. She hails from Silverglen, a village in the forest north of Sicil. If anyone killed my Jake, it must be her. She had her claws in him for many long months, and finally she must have cut too deeply.
Potions to bemuscle you, scrolls to entussle you.
Now, that tone, soothing a corpse's troubled mind, can't have gone
И что? Это операционный стол такой? Где она?
To what do I owe the repeated pleasure, Source Hunter? Far be it from her to tell her master what in the seventh name she's up to. The girl flew from here like she just heard the location of the Philosopher's Stone. She even left her pouch unattended in the next room. Most unlike her, to be sure. She usually keeps it within sight at all times. Very strange she'd leave it behind. It's in the next room if you'd like to take a look. I'd try her house, for starters. It's not far from here. I'll mark the location on your map.
Интересно.
Now, that tone, soothing a corpse's troubled mind, can't have gotten far.
Sigurd's beard, what a find!
Сюжет стремительно развивается внезапно. Просто посмотрим. Нет ничего подозрительного. Подозреваем всех. Просто кого-то больше, кого-то меньше. Ладно. Пойдем домой к ней заглянем, где он. Вот. Дома ее нет. Так, ну я бы поставил на то, что у нас тут что-то есть. Сыворотка реанимации. Проявляющее заклинание. А ну, может, чего в хате и проявим.
I mustn't have used it correctly.
Эсмеральда. Вечерний визит.
I mustn't have used it correctly.
Пойдем к капитану сходим.
Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir.
You, again. To whom would you have the Legion arrest? What about it? Well, have you found any... the knife, the book, the letter. They seem harmless enough by themselves, but in conjunction they do paint a pretty grim picture. Fine then. If you're certain she did it, then I shall... Surely you have exhausted all the evidence. Whom would you have the Legion arrest?
Нет, Эсмеральду, наверное, не надо арестовывать. Где же? Где же мне заносятся цветы?
Recruits! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again!
Divines doubly bless you, friend.
For the Legion.
Well, you certainly are my hero. The rock upon...
Не знаю, сработает, нет?
I mustn't have used it correctly. I mustn't have used it correctly. I mustn't have used it correctly.
Может быть, на месте преступления этот свиток сработает?
The hunter returns! I hope you are here to shop rather than... So, what piece of irrefutable evidence? I never liked her from them. She hails from Silverglen. If anyone killed my Jake, it must be her.
Ну я не знаю, где еще цветок можно рисовать.
Whatever happened to that show of eager imbeciles we sent to the Northern Cave?
Ну давай, сработает, нет?
I mustn't have used it correctly. I mustn't have used it correctly.
Так, ну, пифия. Что это, что мне про пифи втирал, по-моему, нет?
Glorious to see you once more, fair friend. She came from on high. She showed us that you mean you haven't steal yourself by following her instructions and for this hallowed information, you must seek an immaculate chapel. Go north, friend, through the forest and into the there, among her followers and friends, go on the path.
I mustn't have used it correctly.
Может, в лечебнице что-нибудь?
Paint a big cheese on your block with a wheel.
Где этот кошатник?
Source Hunter, welcome. Welcome, by all means. Of course. I hope your investigation fares well. His body is... seems too improbable to be true, but nevertheless. You're onto something, Hunter. Do follow the scent and see where it leads you.
The buttocks! Nuts! The goats! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew! Again! Attention!
To what do I owe the repeated pleasure, Source Hunter? Far be it from her to tell her master what in the seven's name she's up to. The girl flew from here like she just heard the location of the philosopher.
I mustn't have used it correctly. 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 I mustn't have used it. I mustn't have used it correctly. I mustn't have used it correctly.
Куда она могла свалить? Спрятанное место или предмет? Где-то в городе, я так понимаю, что нету никаких намеков, что типа она куда-то еще могла свалить за город. Ну смотри, в записке написано. У нее на столе лежало. Эсмеральда, вечерний визит. Что это значит? Эсмеральда. Я у него был, и ничего нового там нету.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
To what do I owe the repeated pleasure, Source Hunter? Far be it from her to tell her I'd try her house, for starters. It's not far from here. I'll mark the location on your map.
Ну окей, цепочку воссоздадим. Он говорит, направил меня к ней домой. Окей. Дома мы были, нашли пергамент, свиток.
She'll realize soon enough that her little party tricks hardly make her worthy of such grave responsibilities.
I mustn't have used it correctly.
It is said, and this I have heard from a ghost who knew Elba, who knew Elliot, who is said to have known Sigurd himself.
Back for more, I see! What a generous spectator! Find a seat in the front, eh?
It is said, and this I have heard from a ghost who knew Elba, who knew Elliot, who is said to have known Sigurd himself.
Enjoying the fair, aren't you? Right away, my dear, just as fast as your boots speak to Master Chaucer if you're ready for your debut. He...
Cecil, what are you made of? What is it? The Katarina's? Tell me when you're ready to begin, and I'll show you to your places and gather you ready for your trial by fire, you mean? There's no more savage foe and I'd like to be the king of Stormfist, but I haven't got the credentials, have I? Come back when you've found some... Performers! A familiar. It seems even my usually, and even when there's, I don't know how. Don't pick when. Come on, come on! Can't you hear the stage calling you?
Ладно, на сегодня закончим. Мы хорошо толкнули сюжет, но я вот даже не представляю, где мне применять свиток. Так что сейчас еще побегаю чуть-чуть. Вот мамские праздники, поэтому я сейчас работаю полнуху дня, и поэтому стоит мне надо рано. Так что чуть побегаю и пойду спать. На сегодня все. Спасибо за просмотр. Всего хорошего в следующих сериях. Пока-пока.